Hey everyone, it's Raj from 3CB. Lakers Anthony Davis remains out with a foot injury that he suffered versus the Denver Nuggets. And although at first the injury information was quite sparse and quite vague, with AD and the team going through multiple doctor visits and evaluations, and I made a video on why that may have been. In sum, the foot and ankle is a very complex and nuanced region. We got more information, a lot more detailed information from Anthony Davis himself when he sat down with the media to go through that medical process and give those injury details. What he said is that he had a bone spur on his navicular bone in his foot that fractured, and also additionally, he has a stress reaction in the navicular bone. Let's start with the navicular itself. That is the bone on the inside part of the arch on your foot, specifically the medial longitudinal arch, and it's called the keystone of that arch because it takes on the most load when your foot goes flat, and when it comes back up, the load on that navicular bone is quite high. A bone spur, also called an osteophyte, is a bone growth that is in response to increased loading. Something called Wolff's Law, that a bone adapts to stress placed on it, and that is essentially what's happening in this case. Now, a bone spur may or may not cause pain in and of itself. I've seen multiple athletes who have huge bone spurs and it's not the root cause of their injury. However, when it fractures, it can be painful, and also it can place excess stress on the area that it's inhabiting. And that may be the case here, and part of why AD suffered a stress reaction on the navicular. A stress reaction in general is going to take place when a bone is being stressed more than it's repairing. So a bone is constantly breaking down and repairing, almost like a muscle. When that ratio is thrown off, it leads to tiny micro breaks and micro weaknesses in the bone, which starts with a stress reaction, and then can lead to, if not treated appropriately, a stress fracture, which can always be scary. Now, when you combine everything, the fact that he has this bone spur fracture and stress reaction in that high load area, it's going to dictate a conservative and methodical return to play timeline. We've got some good news with AD and from Coach Darvin Ham that he's experienced a significant loss of pain, and it's pretty minimal. However, the key here is going to be how he responds to increased intensity and activities. Therefore, it's hard to put any sort of timeline on this until he starts to ramp up. Once we do receive more updates and information on that, I'll do my best to provide more insight on it.